They're looking to take things they can easily see, maybe some stuff in your cup holder, electronics, maybe some cash. You can actually see where the motorcycle driver lost control coming up over the curb here. And there have been 2 shootings within 24 hours. Both occurred within a block of each other. So people are very concerned, especially because no suspects are in custody. Michigan State Police are telling people just stay home, don't go out on the roads, but if you have to, there's some important stuff you should have in your car. So let's check out the News Channel 3 vehicle here, see what we've got. We've got a nice little safety kit with some important items like jumper cables. So if you slide off, you get stuck, this is a great thing to have. And if you slide off the road at night, these reflectors, police have told me this is so helpful to just alert people to your position, make sure they don't hit you. We have all the essentials here, including a blanket. I think the only thing we're really missing is maybe some water, a knife to cut your seatbelt with. I traveled around all over West Michigan today looking for fun places to ski, snowboard. It was harder than I expected, but we did find one place that was open. Crews are still working on hot spots right now. I'm going to take you back this way. We're at Sturgis Towing and Recovery, where crews have multiple hoses out just trying to keep hot spots under control. You can kind of get a look at the extent of the damage here. People here are very passionate about this decision. Ross Township as a community did not vote to legalize recreational marijuana. So when the rest of the state did, people here said it's time to take action on our own. Attorneys say police can use any tool they want during an investigation, including facial recognition technology. And surprisingly, it's very easy to find. I'm on Amazon right now and was able to find a camera that recognizes faces for just $41. The sheriff's office does have a community alert system. I'm told an alert wasn't sent out simply because there wasn't enough time. They were writing an alert right as Lewis was captured. I want to give you a closer look here at the fences he was able to jump over. Well, nearly a dozen people in Kalamazoo are back in their homes tonight after they had to evacuate because of a gas leak. We're told a construction worker accidentally hit a gas line around 7 this evening. Dancing Dracula happy because trick-or-treating weather seems like it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Time is running out to buy Mega Millions tickets before tonight's historic drawing. The pot is up to $1 billion.
Did you buy a ticket yet?
I didn't. I should. Well, there were a number of slide-offs and crashes on the highway because of the heavy snow yesterday. Dispatchers in Van Buren County say there were several accidents along I-94, not uncommon in bad weather. We had crews checking on conditions all day long, and the roads did improve as the storm moved through. A West Michigan cemetery sexton is in disbelief tonight after almost 24 historic headstones are vandalized so close to the holiday. We're following breaking news right now. Multiple agencies have responded to a fire at the Seville apartment complex that's near KL Avenue and Drake Road. News Channel 3's Nikki Zizaza just arrived on scene. And you know what, Christina, I think we can't stress enough just how important it is to take it slow on these roads. Rita Jacobs has just learned her tap water is safe to use.
Okay, water, don't fail me now.
But her concerns are far from being washed away.
I'm kind of leery about it because we have settlement in the bottom of our hot water heater. So how do we know that the PFAS isn't attached to that?
Being comfortable with the tap water is going to take time for some people.
I'm glad it's over with, but I'm still going to use bottled water for a little while.
Jerry Peppers is ready to start cooking like normal and says he will use his tap water.
When I feel safe, they've been flushing the system now for a couple weeks. So
this week, nearly 200 people with private wells will get PFAS certified filters installed by the county for free. But that doesn't cover everyone who has concerns.
Right now, my well has not been tested. I have called both the hotline and the DEQ.
Leslie Cash did not get a filter installed because her well wasn't tested. Kalamazoo County Chairwoman Stephanie Moore says it's likely because Cash doesn't live in a high-risk area or wells near her tested negative. Cash says she still wants to know for sure.
We are in limbo, and many of us, on the internet, we're asking, what about the rest of us?
County officials admit safe tap water and filters are just the first signs of progress in what's still a very long process. A lot of people are asking about bottled water distribution. It is still happening, but only until August 30th. It's happening at the Haven Reformed Church on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 until 7 p.m.
As News Channel 3's Anna Giles explains in a special report, this case is surprising and spurring new debate over gaps in the law that may put your kids in danger.
The last few months have been a nightmare for this mother.
Just get through day to day. Sometimes my daughter, she has good days, she has bad days.
Even with professional counseling, she says her daughter struggles to recover from sexual abuse on a Colon school bus. Her daughter is one of up to 7 other girls Colon police say were molested by a 15-year-old high school boy in April. In police interviews with parents, the abuse is described as kissing, tickling, the boy putting his hand down their pants.
I wonder, the older she gets, is she going to remember this? Oh, and she has to live with it the rest of her life. There's nothing that's going to change it.
Failure to report charges were authorized against the bus driver, who says in a police report he knew about the abuse and notified his boss at Dean Transportation, but not Child Protective Services. The charges were later dismissed because a bus driver is not a mandated reporter under state law. Parents feel no one was held accountable for what happened. The Colon police chief declined to do an interview on camera, but sent a statement to News Channel 3 saying there is no way to prepare for this incident. The department's priority was to make this investigation as least intrusive as possible for the victim. Michigan's child protection law, or mandated reporting law, details a specific list of who's required to report sexual abuse. While bus drivers are not on it, professions like an audiologist and marriage therapist are. Criminal attorney Jim Mequio represented the bus driver in this case and has extensively studied the law.
The statute in this case, I don't think I've seen it in too many statutes, goes through an extraordinary effort to limit the number of people that have to be reporting.
According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, just 2 states list bus drivers as mandated reporters, Louisiana and Maine. Mequio believes the list of mandated reporters is targeted at trained professionals.
I don't think we want to impose a criminal sanction on someone that doesn't have the training as these people would have.
Under Mequio's interpretation, the law also does not require mandated reporters to report juvenile on juvenile abuse.
I don't think that's right. Juvenile on juvenile, but it's still a sex crime. It needs to be reported.
News Channel 3 spoke by phone with Michigan State Representative Pam Ferris of Genesee County.
Hi, Anna. Pam Ferris. How are you?
She's sponsoring a bill that would expand the state's list of mandated reporters. Ferris says she would look into the Colon abuse case.
My first response to this is they have an obligation, whether they're a contractor or not, whether they're driving the bus or doing anything else with these kids. And bus drivers have a lot of time with kids on buses.
Vicki Vanis is a therapist in Kalamazoo specializing in traumatized children. She wasn't involved in the Colon abuse case, but believes the young girls face years of trauma.
Not being able to sleep, having bad dreams, developing fears, becoming real clingy with their mom, losing interest in things that they used to be interested in.
The Colon girl's mom says she's seeing this from her daughter now.
She'll have an attitude worse than any child could have. She'll throw things, she'll hit. It even comes down to where sometimes she'll hit herself.
The families who went through this say they want to protect others. They believe the answer lies in changes to the mandated reporting law. This is baby number 3 for Suzanne Beardsley, and it was nothing like she expected, but a dispatcher kept Suzanne and her husband calm. What they didn't know at the time was that their special moment was also life-changing for that dispatcher. Baby Lena's birth is a story her family will never forget. One that started early this morning while everyone was asleep. Everyone except her mom, Suzanne. The contractions came just after midnight.
They just started getting stronger and closer together, and by that time I sat on the toilet, my water broke, and I was about ready to deliver a baby. Her husband, Wayne, was definitely not ready for that. Some help was needed. It was too late to wait for an ambulance.
I called 911 and the dispatcher said, well, you're going to have a baby at your house.
She was telling Wayne to tell me to push when, when I felt like I had to push. And not 5 seconds later, here comes her head.
What they didn't know is that calm voice they heard on the other line dreaded taking this call.
As soon as I answered it, my heart kind of sank, and it was just, I knew it was a big deal, and it's not something that I want to deal with.
That's because just 2 years ago, Ashlyn Blashfield was supposed to deliver her own baby girl.
My daughter was stillborn in 2016, and just ever since then, I haven't wanted to deal with babies or pregnancies or anything like that.
But when Suzanne's time came, Ashlyn stayed strong.
I did get a little teary-eyed at the end. It was a huge milestone for me to overcome that fear of taking the childbirth call.
Within just a few minutes, several lives were changed today. And when baby Lena is old enough,
oh, I'm definitely gonna tell her what went on.
the dispatcher, Ashlyn Blashfield, also mentioned it was nice to follow up with someone she helped for a change.